Hello and welcome to this YouTube video. Today's topic, short video, is should you trust gear reviews? Should you trust camera reviews? Should you trust YouTube reviews? I just did a video about the camera bags that I've recently purchased, the Peak Design 10-liter sling and the PackSafe crossbody or hip pack V5. So you can watch this video. And as of last year, 2018, I had ordered the Sony A7 III camera with kit lens 28 to 70. I since upgraded around the Christmas period. I wanted a 35mm lens that wouldn't break the bank, and so I went ahead and got the Samyang 35 2.8 lens, which communicates pretty well with the Sony A7 III. I rarely have a problem as to the two connecting. Sometimes there is a lag, there is a problem. I just shut off the camera, turn it back on, and it's good to go. It's not really an issue for me for a non-native lens. It's pretty good. So what I wanted to talk about briefly today, should you trust gear reviews, is most of what I buy after watching reviews, YouTube videos mostly, and so I make up my mind. When I got this camera, there was one particular reviewer who was raving about the A7 III, that if you're serious about video or film, you could not basically live without this camera. This was, going to change your life, and so I decided to go ahead after watching many reviews, this one amongst other ones, and it was a big learning curve for me. Obviously, this camera, as I stated before, will not be for everybody. First of all, you have the picture profiles, log profiles and all that, and you also have the Sony color science, which does not please everyone. People are always ranting about how the Canon colors are better or less flawed. Of course, this is a matter of opinion, so it did take me a while to work around and work with the different picture profiles and to try and find something that I could like. It is, this being said, a very good camera. There's even people installing the Canon colors into this camera, so which is kind of strange for me. It's kind of odd if you're going to go with Sony to want to replicate the Canon color science. But anyhow, my reflection today is that if you go ahead and you spend all the money you have on banking on one camera, following a review, whether it's cameras or gears or bags or whatever it is, what I have noticed is that there is a lot of money to be made with affiliate links off of YouTube, for example, through Amazon or B&H, and there's a lot of money to be made there. And so I've noticed that some reviewers, they are telling you that you need this particular camera or bag or lens, that it's going to be a life-changing decision. And this reviewer I was talking about in the beginning was saying this about the Sony A3, that you absolutely needed this in your life if you're serious about video or filmmaking. Just a few months later, was doing another video saying, oh, I sold this Sony camera. It wasn't for me. I've since bought something else. And so you have to be careful. As I'm saying, there's a lot of money to be made, and some reviewers they just give you good sides to everything. They don't really talk about negatives because obviously they want to make more sales. And so you have to take it sometimes with a grain of salt. I'm not talking about every reviewer. Some will give you the good and the not so good about an item. Obviously, nothing is ever perfect, but maybe it would be a good idea to search for an unbiased review, or to just know who your reviewers are. If you put all your money into one camera and this camera is not for you, it's too complicated, you don't like the colors, you don't like the way it handles or whatever it is, maybe it's just because the Sony lenses are so much more expensive than another brand, or whatever the case may be. Maybe it's a good idea to try the equipment before, by renting it or going to see it in the store or asking around. But yes, you have to be careful which reviews you trust, basically, because obviously you could always sell whatever you got, but then you're losing money, and if you put all the little money you had and you're disappointed, it's a very stressful experience. So thank you for watching. I have links in the description below should you be interested in purchasing any of these, and please subscribe to my channel.